Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Roman Reigns will return to in-ring action at the upcoming WWE Bad Blood Premium Live event. Leading up to the show, the original Tribal Chief shared an update on his incredible physical condition. At Bad Blood, Reigns will team up with Cody Rhodes to face Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in a tag team match. The match was made official after Reigns saved Rhodes from the bloodline. On Twitter/X, Reigns shared a photo of his workout session at Georgia Tech and a message thanking Coach Brent Key. "Thanks for the hospitality at Coach Brent Key GT. Good to be back home." At Georgia Tech FB wrote Reigns, "Jim Cornette believes Roman Reigns won't betray Cody Rhodes at WWE Bad Blood." Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are set to team up at WWE Bad Blood. Ahead of their match against the Bloodline, the two superstars came face-to-face for an intense confrontation on SmackDown. According to Jim Cornette, Reigns won't betray Rhodes despite having his sights on the American Nightmare's undisputed WWE Championship. On the Jim Cornette Experience, Cornette predicted Randy Orton to betray Rhodes instead. He said, "But it's too early." No, it's too early. That would *SS people off in the wrong way. But it might very well happen with Orton because you might never trust a snake. At WrestleMania XL, Reigns lost the undisputed WWE Championship to Rhodes. After the loss, he took time off from WWE television before returning at the SummerSlam Premium Live event where he prevented Solo Sikoa from winning the title. In the following weeks, Reigns was taken out by the Bloodline, courtesy of Jacob Fatu. The original Tribal Chief returned after Rhodes' successful title defense against Sikoa in a steel cage match, as he single-handedly took the fight to the Bloodline once again. It remains to be seen if Reigns and Rhodes can coexist at Bad Blood. Solo Sikoa to recruit rumored WWE NXT signee in the Bloodline? Chances explored currently, Solo Sikoa is in a heated feud with the Bloodline's original leader Roman Reigns. To battle the unlikely duo of Cody Rhodes and the original Tribal Chief, Sikoa could recruit a potential future NXT star soon. While Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu seem to be a dominant duo, they could face difficulty battling Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, considering Jimmy USO and Paul Heyman could potentially return to aid the babyfaces. To tackle the scenario, Solo could bring in Hikuleo, who hasn't debuted for WWE yet, but made a name for himself in other wrestling promotions. The real-life brother of Tama Tonga is known for his run in NJPW, where he wrestled for nearly a decade. It was previously reported that Hikuleo is signed with WWE, and a recent update from PW Insider notes that the former NJPW star has been added to the NXT roster internally. This could be a tentative fixture before the 6 feet 8 inches behemoth finally joins the Bloodline saga on SmackDown. He could debut as soon as Bad Blood to ensure the self-proclaimed Tribal Chief picks up the victory against the company's biggest babyfaces. This is just speculation and nothing is confirmed for now. However, Hikuleo's potential debut at Bad Blood will likely receive a thunderous reaction if it materializes. Solo Sikoa could receive help from several real-life Bloodline members aside from Hikuleo, considering the Bloodline's history. The tag team match at the upcoming Premium Live event will likely feature interferences favoring Sikoa's side. The most obvious names for the job are Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, who have been heavily involved in the build-up for WWE Bad Blood. Another name who could join the Bloodline is Nia Jax, who is a real-life family member but hasn't involved herself in on-screen family affairs yet. Her heel character will be perfect for opposing Naomi if she returns and sides with Jimmy USO and Roman Reigns. Finally, the most surprising support for Solo Sikoa could be none other than The Rock, who hasn't returned since Raw after WrestleMania 40. His return to support Sikoa will make sense considering he has had issues with Cody Rhodes and is rumored to battle Roman Reigns at next year's Show of Shows. Only time will reveal if the final boss will appear at Bad Blood or not. Since Roman Reigns' absence from WWE programming following his brutal clash with Jey Uso at SummerSlam, the fate of the Bloodline has been thrown into chaos. With Reigns recuperating, all eyes have turned to Solo Sikoa, the enforcer of the bloodline, to maintain the family's dominance and navigate the ever-shifting landscape of WWE. Rumors are now swirling that Solo Sikoa may be considering a shocking move, recruiting a fresh face from WWE NXT into the bloodline, a potential signee whose arrival could alter the trajectory of the faction's future. But what are the chances of this happening, and who could this new recruit be? The state of the bloodline post-SummerSlam. The cracks in the bloodline have been widening since the explosive betrayal of Jimmy Uso, followed by Jey Uso's decision to leave WWE after failing to capture the undisputed WWE Universal Championship from Roman Reigns. With Jey gone and Reigns' leadership in limbo, Solo Sikoa finds himself standing as the last loyal member of the bloodline, tasked with keeping the empire intact. Solo's presence on WWE SmackDown has grown increasingly important, with the Samoan powerhouse delivering messages of destruction on behalf of his absent tribal chief. However, Solo is no strategist. His role has always been as the enforcer, the muscle. Without Reigns' tactical mind, Solo may need to evolve beyond brute force and start thinking about the long-term survival of the faction. Enter the potential NXT recruit. The rumored NXT signee, the name that has been floating around the WWE rumor mill as a potential signee for both NXT and the Bloodline, is none other than Bronson Rex-Steiner, the son of Rick Steiner and nephew of Scott Steiner, collectively known as the Steiner brothers. Bronson, who has been working under the name Bron Breakker in NXT, has become one of the brand's breakout stars, impressing fans and officials alike with his combination of athleticism and brute strength. Bron Breakker's family ties to wrestling, as well as his Samoan-adjacent heritage, through the wrestling bloodline, not by direct relation, make him a unique candidate to join the bloodline. While not a direct descendant of the Anoa'i family, WWE is no stranger to blending wrestling legacies into one cohesive storyline. The recruitment of Breakker could not only bolster the bloodline's strength, but also elevate the already sky-high potential of Breakker's career. Why Bron Breakker? Solo Sikoa's role as the enforcer may have him seeking someone who embodies the same relentless, unforgiving spirit, and Bron Breakker fits that bill. Known for his powerhouse moves and explosive in-ring performances, Breakker has been carving his path through NXT, holding the NXT Championship twice and being seen as a future main event star on the main roster. If Solo wants to keep the bloodline relevant in Roman Reigns' absence, Breakker's addition could signal a new era for the faction. This new alliance would allow Breakker to bypass the usual developmental slow burn in NXT and jump straight to a top-tier storyline on the main roster. The idea of the Steiner legacy meshing with the Samoan dynasty opens endless possibilities, both in terms of storytelling and in-ring dynamics. Breakker could also serve as a counterbalance to the more traditional members of the bloodline, bringing an aggressive, no-nonsense style that mirrors Solo's own approach to dominance. The duo could redefine what it means to be part of the bloodline, moving away from the finesse of Roman Reigns and closer to the brutal, unrelenting force that Solo represents. How could this recruitment happen? Solo Sikoa has rarely spoken on WWE television, choosing to let his actions do the talking. If this rumored recruitment comes to pass, it would likely involve a backstage segment where Solo takes on more of a leadership role. WWE fans could witness Solo confronting Bron Breakker at NXT, scouting him during one of his matches, or perhaps even making a surprise appearance after an NXT TakeOver event. The recruitment could be a slow burn, with Solo watching Breakker from afar, sizing him up for the role of the next enforcer or protector of the bloodline. WWE could build the story through a series of confrontations and mutual respect, leading to an eventual alliance. Once Roman Reigns returns, he could either give his blessing to this new addition or view it as a challenge to his authority, creating even more tension within the group. Breakker's entrance into the bloodline could also mirror Solo's initial introduction, a shock ambush during a major main roster match, aligning himself with Solo to protect Reigns' interests. Breakker, with his pedigree and intensity, could make an immediate impact on SmackDown, possibly feuding with Jey Uso upon his return or even standing tall against top WWE faces like Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre. Potential obstacles. Of course, there are a few hurdles to this rumored recruitment. Bron Breakker is a star in his own right, and WWE may want to keep him separate from the Bloodline storyline to allow him to develop his own identity on the main roster. Additionally, Reigns' eventual return could create friction, as the tribal chief may not see Breakker as a true Bloodline member, given his Steiner heritage. This tension could lead to an internal power struggle, with Breakker eventually breaking away to forge his own path. There is also the question of how WWE plans to evolve the Bloodline storyline without overextending it. Adding new members could be seen as a desperate attempt to keep the faction alive when it might be better served by an eventual dissolution. WWE has a delicate balance to maintain in keeping the Bloodline fresh without diluting its legacy. The future of the Bloodline with Bron Breakker. The potential recruitment of Bron Breakker by Solo Sikoa could breathe new life into the Bloodline, injecting fresh energy into the faction during Roman Reigns' absence. Breakker's involvement could lead to exciting new matchups and dynamic storytelling, setting the stage for the next phase of the Bloodline's dominance in WWE. Whether this rumored NXT signee becomes a permanent fixture in the faction or merely a short-term ally, one thing is clear: Solo Sikoa must make a move to preserve the Bloodline's legacy. And with a powerhouse like Bron Breakker by his side, the Enforcer may have just found the perfect partner to lead the family into a new era of dominance.